Well, hi everybody. Crazy Lady's back. I'm just joking. Um, I just wanted to tell everybody thank you that sent me such beautiful well wishes. I got so many get well wishes, and I'm sure that's what's helping me to feel better. I'm still having a little bit of trouble sweating to sit around and sleep all the time. Then I just found out one of my new medications, the side effects is a sleepiness, is drowsiness and dizziness. That's just what I need. Like I'm not drowsy and dizzy enough already. I've been pretty dizzy most of my life. But anyway, I'm gonna see if I can start taking that at night instead of in the daytime. Because every time I sit down, I'll sit down to rest for about 10 minutes after being doing something for a couple hours, and I fall asleep. Now, even get up, take a shower, do all that kind of stuff, and take a couple of Tylenols and thinking I'm just going to sit down here for just 10 minutes to let that start working on my achy muscles, and I fall asleep. So I finally went in and started going through my new medications and reading the side effects, and that was a side effect of one of them. Uh, every time that happens to me, I always just think that's because you're getting old, but I'm sure that every time you sit down, you don't need to be going to sleep. So, how's everybody doing out there? I hope you're all doing great. Every time we think we're going to get real justice, we don't. They skate. Look at that Weaselberg. But I'm sure you've already heard the story on that. I heard it from TYT 2 weeks ago what was going to happen, and it's so weird because they're so good. They always know about what's going to happen. They'll tell you the inside story, what's really going on, just like the most sad thing to me. I guess the best thing to do is just say it's a sad thing and not pick on the Democrats. They're doing, I guess, the best they can do. But the corporate news media and everything was pushing all this lowering prescription drugs deal, pushing it like crazy and everything. And I don't think everybody in Congress is a bunch of crooks or anything, but it just makes you wonder if they really read the bills. Because, they took around and everybody went on TV and yoo-hawed and yah-hawed about saving people money on prescription drugs. And it was actually one of the biggest giveaways to the pharmaceutical companies that they've had in years. No wonder they didn't fight them about it and didn't put out all kinds of ads about it not to pass it. Because they just set their prices in for God knows how long with that bill. Because start with it, don't start for it's either 2 or maybe 3 years from now it goes into effect. And the bill only allows them to lower the cost of 10 drugs per year. And God only knows what the fine print will be on that. It'll probably be something we were almost getting for nothing anyway. I'm sure it won't be Eliquis and some of the stuff that people are paying, you know, $1,900 a month for or so if they're out of their donut hole, or 300 or 400. So anyway, I kept wondering, well, why aren't the pharmaceutical companies putting out ads against that bill being passed? And then when I found out it was a giveaway to them, I thought, oh, okay, they loved it. They don't have to worry about anybody messing with their prices now because they got this through, and they probably won't put anything else through. And so it probably just all kicked in for them. And I don't know about how you guys feel, but I'm tired of renting my head out to Donald Trump. God, I thought when he got out of the presidency, we wouldn't have to hear about him every day, or he wouldn't be in the news every day, and maybe some lawsuits, but not where he's still honking and cheating people and putting out his lies and getting campaign donations and I just been on to myself about this because I got in the habit when he was in office to get up every morning to see if he'd blown the world up or got us in war or whatever. I lived in fear for the whole 4 years. And then afterwards, in fear that this coup was coming, because it was pretty damn obvious what he was planning on doing, keeping power by however by might, if that came to it. But I really get mad at myself now for watching TV. It's like a habit. I start watching YouTube, and then I'll go to Ari Melber after it came on, even though I swear I don't like the corporate media. I feel like I've learned a little bit from him. And then I end up watching Lawrence O'Donnell at night, and it's just, I don't know. I hope you all have got him out of your head, but I'm tired of Donald Trump taking up place in my brain, and I swear to God I'm going to get him out of there. It would be easier if I hadn't been following politics for 30 years so close. It'd be a lot easier, because I was following politics before he stumbled into them. But anyway, I'm trying to make plans ahead of time now that I do have a friend living back in this area. I like to go to the movies or do some things just to get out of the house. But anyway, give me some suggestions what you guys are doing to get out of this addiction to always watching the news and everything. Because I could still read my cards, and you don't have to watch the news that much. There's a couple of programs I go on to. I get information that's not even on corporate news for 2 or 3 weeks later, and then it's not on it quite as straight as it is I get from them. So anyway, and then there's another. Like I said, I felt like a hostage the whole time he was in office, and I still feel kind of like a hostage. But I'm creating this myself. We all create our own reality, and it's time for me to get over it. So that's my confession. And then I don't like to say things like I got a hit, because it sounds weird. But I get these feelings sometimes when I see pictures of somebody, or they'll just be showing something on TV. We're back to the TV. And they were talking about that case in Georgia, and they put up a picture of Fonnie Willis, and I almost got sick at my stomach because I felt like she was in so much danger. So I don't want to say the things that went through my mind, because once you put something out into the others, it's there, and it's better to always put good stuff out. So what I thought the best way to go with this is for everybody just to say prayers for her and surround her with safety and angels of protection, and put Michael around her, put Archangel Michael around her, and protect her, because I feel like there's plots or some kind of danger. There's something. She's in a very dangerous, precarious place, because it looks like she's the only one that's really trying to do something and not throw the baby out with the bathwater when it comes to taking care of some of this legal stuff. So I think we all need to do prayers for Fonnie Willis and keep her safe. And the other things, I'm not going to read that long or anything. I did get some, thank God, thank you guys for sending, thank you so much for your, I want to, before I even start reading, if anybody wants a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. Send your phone number, and I'll get back with you, and we'll set up an appointment. It's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. And the other thing, I want to thank you for the donations, and I want to thank you for the blessings, and I just want to thank you for watching my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, or thumbs up, I think helps. So that would be nice. So what I just got stuff from you guys, and I got one from Jane the Seeker, and it says, well, Mitch McConnell will be leaving the Senate soon. I think I read on that already, but let's do it again. That's the best way to see what's even going on in the Senate. That almost answers one of the other questions on there that people wrote. So will Mitch McConnell be leaving the Senate soon? God, I hope so. It's time for him to get out of there and go ruin somebody else's life somewhere else. Moscow Mitch, what are you up to tonight? What are you up to? The answer is, will you be leaving the Senate soon? The best way for me to do that is just to draw a cross on him. Tree of Life, Celtic Cross, they're called different things. You know what? I don't have to draw it on him. This answers the question right here. This is yes. Yes, he will be leaving the Senate soon. That was a question, so that's all we need to know about him. I don't want to think about him any longer than that. First card out. Good cards. Mm-hmm. So, and the second one was asked by Kristen Casual, I think. I can't read my own writing. Maybe Carol, but I think it's Casual I wrote. And is Ivanca cooperating with the DOJ, I guess is what they're talking about. I don't know if it's January 6th period. Is she cooperating? Let's do Ivanca. I haven't read on her in a while. So let's see what's going on with Ivanca. And if anybody else has any questions, please send them to me. I just have so much trouble trying to think of what to read on. There's so much stuff out there. Every time I think I'm going to read on something, I don't. I even make notes and stuff, and then I wait a couple of days, and then something else comes up. And being a Libra, you can't put more than one thing in front of me at a time, or I can't figure out which way to go. And I have a bunch of planets in Libra. In fact, I got a good, I don't know if I've ever said this on any of my videos. I probably have. But I got a good description of a Libra, especially a double Libra like I am, with two parents that are Libras and half people, whatever. My whole family is tied up in Libra. But one of the customers he was a chief in the Navy, used to come in the bar all the time. His wife is a Libra. His name was Ed Sines. And when he found out I was a Libra, he was cracking up because he seen me trying to make a decision about something. And he says, oh my God, he says, my wife's a Libra. And I says, oh, what do you know about Libras? And he said, I'm going to describe this to you. He says, she's downtown getting ready for a birthday party, and she's coming out of the balloon store with all these balloons, and she starts walking across the street, and she stops in the middle of the street because she's thinking maybe she could go back in and get 2 more balloons and they'd still fit in the car. And when I heard that, I was just cracking up because you just can't make up your mind. It's so hard to make up your mind to something. Once it's made up, you can follow it through, probably sterner and better and stricter than anybody I ever know. Whether it's a life-altering decision like getting a divorce or anything else, but it's just getting to there. So anyway, but he always used to say, yeah, that's you standing in the middle of the road with your balloons trying to figure out whether to go back in and get one more or see if the ones you got to fit in the car. So, Anyway, so let's see. Is Ivanka Trump cooperating? It doesn't. They didn't say with who, but let's just see what's going on with her. Well, if this is a signifier, she's really she knows so much down deep that she'll probably never give up, even if she is cooperating. She's terrified right now of going to jail, so she could be. Let's see what's over the top of that. We got the Page of Pentacles. They're offering her something. This is usually a money card, but it's not money, but somebody's trying to talk her into cooperating more is what I feel like that is. Let's see. And she's also got so money oriented, she don't want to give anything up on some money that might be stashed away somewhere. She's really precisely thinking and worrying about what she says and what she doesn't say. She wants to come off as cooperating, but she wants to be very careful and not give anything away. That she doesn't want to give away, I guess is her best way to say it. The energy around this card down here in the foundation and the influence over it is she's still very terrified of her dad. She thinks no matter what she does, if she screws up too much, that he can come after her as vicious as he comes after everybody else. And she's got an innate fear of him, even though, from what I understand, she's quite a bit like him. But so this shows that she's given some evidence, but not all evidence, that she's still juggling it around, what to give up and what not to give up, trying to stay on his good side. But something's getting ready to change. She's either going to come across and just be more truthful, start a new beginning. This is new beginnings, and this is in the near future. So we might be hearing about something this next week, or at least the first of next month, about her giving testimony, or something might be leaking out. Because she still wants to come across like this soft-spoken little sweetie, and she's not a soft-spoken little sweetie. I heard she cusses like a sailor and is very foul mouth. But anyway, so am I, so I'm not putting her down for it. But she wants to come across as this little princess that's just trying to hang on to some of her money for her kids and stay out of trouble. The energy around that is worrying about giving away anything to do with overseas deals. And I think this is maybe something to do with Jared and the Saudis or something, but she's just worried about which direction to go, how much to give, not to give all of it, but enough to get her out of trouble, and to maybe camouflage, or maybe they're thinking about leaving the country. I don't think they will, but she's just wondering what's ahead. Her biggest fear is losing her money. And that's something else. You know, when I did that reading the other night, I didn't realize that coffin was gold-plated. That's why it was so heavy. So they didn't have to put the gold in it. It was the gold. There's probably more than gold-plated, truth be known. But there's still, I don't know if it was blackmail stuff or I just see secret swarming around it. So I don't know if it was more stuff that he got out of, that he shouldn't have taken home with him, secret stuff from there, or it was just blackmail material on everybody that he's gotten there or something that he didn't want people to find. That's a very plain grave. Somebody could get into it and out of it pretty easy. It might even have another entrance. Who knows? It's on his property. Um, well, it looks like whatever. Let's get back on Ivanca here. Whatever happens, she holds her family together for a while. How is she going to do that if Jared's in jail? I guess I need to read on Jared and see what's going on with him. So it looks like they're going to hold their family together. That's what she's trying to do too, is figure out how to hold the family together. I'm still coming. I got to draw a clarifier over this. With these two cards here, on some level, she's still hoping that her dad might be able to pull something off. I think she knows better. I think her and Jared both know better. But she's still so used to him spinning his way out of everything. So let's go back over this. She's worried about going to jail. She knows she's gonna give some evidence. She's got to be really, really careful and precise what she gives, because she doesn't want her dad coming after her. So she's weighing and balancing it, and then she just lets go. I don't know, thinks all bullshit, I'll just start a new beginning. Because she thinks maybe she can come out of this looking like a little princess or something. The energy around that is something to do with overseas. Maybe she's just trying to protect the money from overseas to keep her little happy family together. And she's always had this blessed life and this good energy around her. But maybe this is going to be a justice, the law, stuff coming in on her. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't look like she's going to jail, at least not in these cards, but she's afraid of going to jail. So maybe she is given some stuff. That's about all I can get out of those. And I think now, I wasn't going to read on Jared, but now we need to read on Jared and see if that might answer some of the questions from hers. That was a weird thing on her. Usually hers comes out more precise than that when I read on her. So Jared. I still think that his fingerprints are probably all over Khashoggi's death some way. His fingerprints are probably on a lot of stuff, truth be known. I don't know if we'll ever find out, but it would be nice. So Jared, what's going on with you, you little weasel? I know I'm not supposed to call anybody names. You know what might be good punishment for him? Put him and Stephen Miller in a cell together for the next 20 years. Anyway. So. Anyway, I did hear that he's a cross-dresser. I'm sure everybody heard that a few years ago, so maybe that wouldn't be such a bad punishment for him. Who knows? God, I shouldn't talk like that. I'm terrible. I'm going to cut this stuff out. I'm going to cut that out of there. I'm going to catch it when I'm editing it and take it out. So, Jared Kushner, what's going on for you? What's going on for you, Jared? Jared Kushner, what's going on for you? What's going on for you, Jared Kushner? He'd like to sneak away. Look at this. This is what's on the bottom. Oh, he still thinks he's the smartest tool in the room. And this could be law coming after him. This is the main justice, the top notch, the top guy. Sometimes this would be Garland. This, but it's his signifier. So is he afraid this guy's coming after him, or does he still think he's the coolest tool in the room? The influences and obstacles over this is if he's going to get caught for all the stealing he's done, all the money he's manipulated, all the stuff he's taken. I don't think they can probably fingerprint that material, but I bet you his fingerprints are all over it. The FBI's fingerprint, what they took out of Mar-a-Lago. And even though she came out with a family card, he came out with a broken foundation. Got the tower. His world, as he knows, it's getting ready to explode. Because justice is coming after him. This is justice that's causing this explosion. It's not a family breakup. When I first looked at that, sometimes that means a divorce when you're reading single. But no, this is the law coming after him. Because of stuff he got into with his father-in-law. That's in the sky. I think Ivanca's given evidence on both of them. Look at this. This was her card. This was in the 7th house. So yeah, I think she is talking. I think she's talking and singing. Maybe she's even singing a song. I don't know. Let's see. Jared thinks he's strong enough to get through this. Got the strength card in the 7th house, so he's still not totally falling apart. But this parallels the King of Swords. Yeah, the law's coming after him. It's a good thing. The strength law is coming after him. He's still worried about them finding out about his deals with the Saudis and people overseas. That's his main deal. Strange that card came back up again. I think the military's coming after him. Looks like the military's something to do with, so it might be something to do with secrets, espionage, something like that. That's a military card. So he knows they're looking at him and they're looking at him close. He's afraid they're going to find about money and other deals made, maybe secrets sold, who knows. His house is getting ready to explode because it's like, I feel like he may be getting, instead of asked to come and talk to somebody, he might even be getting indicted or something. It wouldn't surprise me. Because of, things that he got into by being in the last few years. I think Ivanca's telling stuff that's going to really... I feel like this card is almost like reversed. It's just going to kick the energy out of him because they're going to come down so hard, so fast. He's going to wish he'd gone overseas. I think this is something to do with military secrets. Something to do with military secrets. Yeah. Anyway, he's in a whole lot of trouble. He's in a whole lot of trouble. He's going to be out in the cold. He's going to be separated from his money. So, yeah. Maybe he's the big one they'll get if they let Trump go. Looks like they've got him. So I think he's in big, big trouble. Not just with regular things from over here, but things overseas, secrets, military, all kinds of stuff. Maybe he'll be the one that actually gets held in accord. Like I said, so far we're seeing people creep out with that Weiselberg. I'd like to know who paid Bragg, or if Bragg's just terrified of being fingered by Trump. If he's terrified, he shouldn't be in there. He shouldn't have that job he has, because he sure gave Weiselberg a sweet deal. A sweet deal, and Trump's not even in it. I hope it comes back to bite him on the ass. Let's see. Oh, that was the next question. Will they find truth about Jared and the Saudis? I didn't even know that, so I read about it already. And Joe Boy in boxers, border infants. Have they found their loved ones? You know, after, it's a horrible thing to say, but that's how life is. After 3 or 4 years, if the kids got adopted into a good family, it would probably be better for them to stay there than to go back to the shock. But it would be nice if the mothers even, I mean, they could still correspond and whatever. There has to be a middle ground on this or something. But it says, will they be found by their loved ones? Because that would be the biggest thing, just wanting to know they were okay. That would be the biggest fear. Having young children, I mean, that these children were babies. What's that been, 3 or 4 years ago? They wouldn't even know them. So, but anyway, maybe there'll be stuff set up to re-enter or something. But anyway, it says, will they find their loved ones? Maybe we can just draw one cards, or maybe it'll just come up like it did for the first question, like for old Mitch. Let's see. What's going on here? Got the 4 of Swords. Not quickly, they won't. They might find out some bad things about them. Some might have been trafficked or something. This is not a good card, but they're still, if it was one of my children, I'd never get over it. So it looks like they're still working on it a little bit, trying to take it to higher ground. And then I got the 2, which is the deal-making card in the foundation. So maybe as they find them, they will make deals on how to, which is the best way to deal with bringing these people back together or not together, or however it works out. I know I shouldn't even think about the details. That's my Libra mind going, but it looks like there will be some kind of deal made with somebody to find some of these children and get them back together. Maybe they're going to find out how many were trafficked. Maybe they're going to find out a lot of stuff about what was going on over that. Look at this here rushing in. We got the Knight of Swords rushing in on that. And then we got New Beginnings. So this is, to me, is a good sign. Maybe we will win the House and the Senate, because that's the only way they could really overhaul that the immigration and stuff. If they had both the House and the Senate, and they really decided to do something about it. And most of the people that are in the House and the Senate are so corporate, I don't know if they're ever going to do anything about anything, but just get their money and smile. But maybe some of the progressives are going to come in and change things, because we got the Fool at the top. That's a change. On immigration, it's going to be a good change. So maybe they're going to actually get a real immigration laws changed. Look at this. Look at this. This is good. This is good. Maybe they are going to take the House and the Senate. Oh, yes. Look at this. It's going to make the whole world feel better about us. So, yeah, something is going to be done about these children. and it's going to come from the Justice Department, from on high. The only thing they've got to be careful is that we don't want to take a bunch of these kids that's been being fed regularly and have a place to live and stick them back into poverty. But I don't think that's what that is. I think they're going to just take a deep look at what happened and how these kids got separated. In a good and healthy way. Look at this. And I'm thinking, yeah, they're working magic. They're going to get an immigration plan done. That's what they're going to do. They're going to get an immigration plan done. So when they do that, and as they do it, and as they start cleaning up what's been going on and stuff in immigration, maybe that, hopefully it'll come out. It looks like they are going to be reunited. Look at this. And things are going to turn out pretty good for them. So actually, that's pretty good. I kept thinking nothing's ever going to get done, but maybe that could be one of the main priorities. If they really needs to be a bunch of priorities, they need to let the people that are really progressive in there just take off with it and write up laws and stuff that don't have all the kitsch catches and holes and all that. You got to give everything to this. And they need to realize they don't have to give nothing to the Republicans, especially as long as they're being a bunch of screaming babies. If they want to be adults and come to the table and start really working our government, yeah. But until the icing changes, I wouldn't even give them the time of day if I had both the houses. And it's asking, the next one is asking, will the midterms, will the Dems win the House and Senate? And that's the last one. I keep you guys up all night. That kind of got answered, it looked like, from some of those other cards, but let's see. Will the Dems win the House and Senate? Come on, cards. Let's whistle. Let's work with me. Will the Dems win the House and the Senate? That one didn't even go in. Will the Dems win the House and the Senate? Will the Dems win the House and the Senate? It's kind of early, but it could, if it's changing, it looks like the winds of change are blowing. Afraid to look at them. I'm not going to read anymore. This is a yes card. There's no reason to pull any more cards. That's a big yes. Here's these kids getting found. Here's America coming back a little bit to herself and people being happier and better fed. So yeah, I think these are all yes cards. They're all yes cards. So that, yeah. God trusts in these cards. That's the hard thing for me to do sometimes because I'm so hard-headed, and sometimes I get to thinking I know more than I know. My cup gets too full. But according to these cards, that's a yes, 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 yes. So that's good news. I hope everybody's doing good out there. And remember, if you'd like a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. And thank you so much for the donations. You know who you are, and I don't like to, sometimes people don't want their name put out there. And God bless everybody, and thank you for the people that write me comments all the time. I love them. Thank you so much. Namaste.